Hey everybody, and welcome to my N5 series on the SP404 mk2, where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. CMAPO writes in and asks if I can show that there's any latency from a dry signal, which I happen to have a click on the OP1 field here, and between it going dry to being affected or wet through the SP404 mk2, if we can kind of just show what that looks like. Yeah, we can totally do that. A couple of things is I basically have this headphone splitter here so that we can go dry signal to mixer and dry signal over to the SP404 mk2, so it comes out wet from the SP404 mk2. So we're going to be able to see visually I'm going to use Ableton Live, but we're going to be able to see visually if what the timing difference is. I wanted to, basically we're just going to look at the start of the dry signal to the start of the affected signal and be able to see like if there's any latency there. We know that there's going to be latency. We know some of these things introduce, some of the effects like the cassette effect introduces more latency, but we'll just go visually inspect this and take a look. So let us start by, first of all, I got to make it so you can see Ableton Live here. There we go. And I'm just going to stop this, restart from the beginning. We're going to hit record and just get the initial click. You can see my voice talking here, but we're going to go over and we can see we got like a little, I don't know, like baby shark tooth. I did this intentionally so that like we can at least have a visual representation of what the click looks like. It's not super loud, but it's something we can at least see. So and this is just what the dry signal without it going through the SP404 mk2 looks like. So when we go through the SP404 mk2, we should either see them like on top of each other and kind of add, or we're going to see like a little bit of a space between the two that would indicate that the signal has some latency. So let's go turn external source on. Let's not put any effects on yet, and let's take a look at what this looks like. All right, I hit that a little bit harder. We can see here, doesn't look too bad, but as we zoom in, we can see that there is absolutely some space. So like I didn't hear like a double tap when we did it, but you can definitely see that there is two events going on here basically. We're like looking at, I don't know, like looks like maybe 40 or 50 samples. Like it's not like a ton of time difference. What's the duration? If we go from here to here-ish, like 0.001 seconds. So it's like maybe adding a millisecond of delay or latency. It's not terrible. I would say if we were playing like a sustained sound and had both of them going at the same time, you'd probably be able to like actually audibly hear like a bit of a phasing or flanging kind of an effect, as like the two kind of add and go in and out against each other. But it depends on the tone, the pitch, and everything of the sound. But I would say like just from using it, if you're having a dry signal or you're having a signal from like an OP1 field or other synth that's only going through the SP404 mk2, you're probably not going to hear any difference, and your audience isn't going to hear any difference as you engage or disengage the sound. Probably an irrelevant amount of difference for most types of music for timing. That said, let's go take a look. If we turn on Super Filter, this should take almost no additional processing time compared to the what we're just doing, going through the analog to digital, then digital to analog converters. So let's just take a look. Let's go zoom in again. Here we go. Scroll a tiny bit. So around here to around there, it's another one. It's 0.001 seconds. So I would say whatever they've done for the filter here, and probably a lot of other effects that don't have any kind of buffer or delay that they need, or it's just a very tiny buffer. Typically, you'll find like filters and things don't require a lot of processing power. They just are running on the incoming bit stream. So this seems to be pretty efficient for that. However, we all do know, like people have been talking about this from time to time. The cassette, on the other hand, is pretty. It needs a buffer, and it does introduce latency that, especially, you're going to get those like flanging and other kind of phasing effects if you are playing your dry signal alongside the wet. So let's just see what this introduces. First, I will say I absolutely can audibly hear the difference now for the timing. Let's go see if we can even, is it too far away? Like I might not be able to get the time. We're as close as we're going to get. That is 0.024. So we're at like 240 millisecond difference. That you will absolutely hear. So I would say like definitely see if you're looking for some measurements here or you're wondering, I would say I think that by and large a lot of the effects don't introduce a whole lot of delay, but definitely check out for like the cassette and maybe like a few others. Like I don't know about the cloud delay or other stuff, but my guess is that for the WoW and Flutter to be able to work, it needs to have that buffer so it can pull things in early and go ahead. So whoever programmed this knew that they needed to have that extra time and gave themselves the space to make the effect work. Anyway, thanks for the question, CMAPO. Everybody else, thanks for stopping by. Keep making music, keep having fun. Remember, if it sounds good, it is good. And peace.